Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial. Today I want to talk about Ford Motor Company and why I am not only bullish on the company, but I am starting to get more and more excited as they continue to grow, and I think that they're going to be a dominant player in the EV space. The last time I talked about Ford Motor Company was at the beginning of this year, and since that point in time, the company is up right at 50%. And it's been some pretty insane growth just over time to see them go again right from the $9 point all the way up to as high as $14 a share. Some of the things that I want to highlight is that they are continuously growing into the EV space, and I think that we're getting ready to see some additional sales volume that is going to continuously increase. A lot of this is resulting in a stronger bottom line. So what we can look at from an income perspective is 2020 was not a kind year on a lot of the American auto manufacturers. If you look at the total revenue, you can see that Q2 of last year was significantly lower than what we see in Q3, 4, and Q1 of this calendar year. We've also seen that the company is now profitable for this calendar year, whereas they were not last year due to the fact that the impact from COVID had on the company. One thing that I think is going to be important to note as we go forward for the overall company and as they continue to retake profitability is that they are selling vehicles at an obscene rate. And all of these, or most of these, are being made up of their ICE engines or internal combustion engines. And it's important to note that their EV market share utilizing the Mustang Mach-E is significantly lower than what is currently held by primarily Tesla. And Tesla is the company that everyone is talking about, and Tesla is the company that people always push and push. And I want to highlight that Ford is growing their vehicle sales at an incredibly fast rate from an EV perspective. And they've been pushing the electric F-150, which is the F-150 Lightning, which is going to be being released in 2023. The reason why I'm so bullish on this truck is because last year the F-Series for Ford sold right at 787,000 vehicles. To put that in perspective, Tesla has sold about 765,000 vehicles since 2015 or 2016. So the fact that this company, Ford, is capable of selling that many trucks in a single year is a huge factor for me. The other item that I want to highlight that I think is a huge impact is this video right here, where what you actually see in this video is President Biden is inside one of the F-150s, the electric one for Ford. And right now he's just talking through the process and they're asking him some questions. But this is the President of the United States, and he's currently sitting inside of an F-150 Lightning with his security detail. And this is highlighting that they are expecting to bring, and I'll bring this out to the right hand side a little bit so we can talk about this, but essentially they're walking through the truck and they're talking about how they want to reinvest into the United States auto manufacturer market, and Ford is a key employer as well as a key builder. So this is not only, or the truck that he's currently driving is built on the model for the entire United States. This is the best-selling vehicle, is the F-Series line. And you can see right now that not only does it hold broader excitement from their user base, but this is the sitting president who's driving one of these around and is actively pushing this vehicle. And personally, as I watch this, I get pretty excited about it as well. So let's translate this into the capabilities going forward and what we can expect from the company. So right now, one of the key things that we're really looking for from a valuation perspective is, can we grow? So you can see on an earnings per share, we're growing significantly. What I want to highlight is the revenue growth on a trailing 12 months is significantly lower than what we've seen previously. And that's largely due to A, supply chain issues, and B, COVID, which I guess they're technically tied together. So if Ford is able to generate some of these higher levels of production capabilities and really push some of their, not just their EV lines, but their truck lines, which are very high margin, and SUV lines, which are very high margins, then that sets them up very nicely going forward. So let's talk about some of the other items associated with the overall valuation of the company. The price to earnings ratio for Ford is currently sitting at 12.31 shares, or at a PE ratio of 12.31. I anticipate seeing this continue to be the ratio, and again, anywhere from 10 to 20, despite the fact it's significantly lower than Tesla's 690. But what we could see here is a return to the EPS of years past. So if we look at an annual basis, it's difficult to utilize the current expectations of 0.41, but last year was 1.19. And if we see the price to sales ratio continue, or not the price to sales, the PE ratio continue to stay at a similar level of 12, and we watch that profitability return to even 1, then you're seeing a doubling in the share price. Now, due to the fact that the overall company is still a $50 billion company, I don't expect them to immediately go to a $100 billion company, but I do think that $14.50, $15, and $16 a share are not out of the question. And I'm interested to see the company as they go forward, because a lot of their electric vehicles are in the future and are not going to immediately impact this calendar year. The fact is that they're still doing incredibly well with their truck and SUV line. So all this being said, I am a lot more excited about the idea of a company like Ford going to $16 a share than a company like Tesla going to $900 a share. So this is all simply my opinion, and I'm just some guy on YouTube. But let me know what you think in the comments below or down in the Discord, which you can find in the description. And if you find this content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you later.